In this Swift programming tutorial, we're going to talk about the half-open range operator. Now, in the previous video, we talked through these examples about using the closed range operator. If you haven't seen that video, don't worry about it. This one will pretty much help you and you'll understand it using half-open and closed, because I'll kind of talk about it as well. So with that said, let's just jump straight in. As we can see here, we have a numbers array, and this is pretty much a cell. We've typed out all of the numbers. And if you don't want to do that, we could just say with a closed range, we could just say 1 through to 15 creates exactly the same thing here. So they are synonymous to one another. And we've talked about the 4 looping over sequences as well. So if you haven't seen that video, then it's basically just doing this here. So what about if we want to not include this end one here, but we want it from the beginning, from 1 all the way through to 15, but not including 15. So everything that includes 1 and is less than the final number in the range. Well, we can do that really quite easy. Rather than having 3 decimal or periods, we just say less than. So we're saying I want a range from 1, including 1, all the way through to all of the numbers, but less than 15. All right. So now when we run this again, and in this second example, we're going to say we want 1 all the way through to 6, well, all numbers that are less than 6, all right? And in this one here, we're going to say we want 1 all the way through to numbers less than 3. And this one, we're going to say numbers all the way through to less than 15. Now, in this example, we're obviously not going to get this one saying containing 15 because we are removing it from the sequence here. So if we run this, if we build and run this, in the debug down the bottom, you can see that we get 1 all the way through to 14, so it doesn't print out 15 in the numbers. And this one we're not using at the moment. It just basically, it was just there for information. So we just printed out num1 all the way through to 14, and most importantly, not printing out 15. And the second example printed num1 all the way through to 5, as we discussed, because it didn't use the end item in the sequence. And then we can see here that taking slicing the index from 1 all the way through to the index that is less than 3, we can see banana and orange, because index 0 is obviously not in the range, 1 and 2 are less than 3. And then finally, we don't get print contains 15 because it doesn't contain 15. So let's just check that it contains 14 with this. And we build and run it again, and we do get contains 14. So if this is basically the same as a closed range operator, but this time it's not including the last item in the array, in the sequence. Okay, so they are pretty much the same thing. It's just one has got the less than sign and doesn't include the last element in the sequence, and one does include. So one is inclusive, and this is not inclusive to the last element. With that said, yeah, if you haven't seen the other video and you want to check it out as well, then go and check that out. Other than that, then don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and if you've got any feedback, concerns, questions, then let's start a conversation in the comment section down below. Thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.